Welcome back. Today's topic is types of hashing. Okay, so let me tell you something about hashing. Hashing is basically what it is, a searching technique. Okay, and in searching of some data, if you use this hashing technique, then the time taken is that is a constant time, or you can say order of 1. Time taken is order of 1. See, for storing some data, obviously some data structure would be used, maybe array, maybe linked list, maybe tree. Okay, and the main thing is in data processing is the main or the common paradigm is to store the data and after that to retrieve that data. Okay, आपको store भी करना है और आपको retrieve भी करना है for some processing. Okay, so for searching some data or for retrieving the data, two types of searching technique I guess आपको सबको पता होगा. One is linear search and one is binary search. In linear search, time taken is, in the worst case, the time taken is order of n. N is that number of keys stored in that array or some data structure. And in binary search, if you use then order of log n. Time taken is order of log n. So this time depends on the value of n, means how many keys or how many number of data you are supposed to you have inserted and you are supposed to retrieve from that data structure. Okay, but we want some technique where the searching is searching takes constant time. It does not depend on this number of keys, and that technique is hashing technique. Okay, the main concept is in this hashing technique we use some hash table and hash function. Using some hash function for storing some data, we will calculate some hash value, or you can say that address, and at that address we can store that key, okay, or that data in that hash table. Okay, fine. Now suppose some collision occurs. Collision means, if see, let us take an example. We have 6 and 26, these two keys we have, and we have the table of the size of hash table is 10. We can store 10 values in that hash table, and the hash function you are given is this. You are supposed to use that division method. 3 methods are there to calculate the hash function, that is division method. One is folding method and one is mid square method, and also another one is that modulo multiplication method also there. Okay, so you are asked to use that division method. Division method में क्या होता है आपका, hash function will be like this: key, whatever the key, mode m. M is size of hash table. Okay, whether it is 8, whether it is 10 or 11 or 15, whatever it is. Here in this example I am taking the size of hash table is 10. Now if you calculate the address to store this key value 6 using the hash function, okay, then what should be the value? See, k value is now 6, then 6 mode m value is, in this example m value is, I am taking 10, it is just an example, then the value would be 6. You can store the 6 where? At 6 location, or you can say the index should be 6, like this. Here we will have one hash table and from 0 to 9, because the size of hash table is what? 10. So at some point we will have this index 6 and we can store the 6 at this place. But suppose you have 26, another key is 26, and using the same method you are supposed to calculate the hash function, or you can say the address for this 26. Now this address for 26 would be 26 mode m. M value is 10 and this is also 6. Okay, but at 6th place we cannot store this 26 because already 6 is there. So this is known as collision. When when you calculate some hash function or the location, or you can say address for two keys, and using that same hash function, that hash function will give you the same result, same index, but we cannot store two values at this place like 6 and 26. This is the collision. So to resolve these collision we have some techniques. Today I am going to discuss with you those techniques. See, or you can say types of hashing. One is open hashing and one is closed hashing. Open hashing is also known as closed addressing, and this closed hashing is also known as open addressing. Okay, So in this method, in first one, this open hashing, the method to resolve these type of collision, okay, is what? That is chaining method, or you can say separate chaining, okay. In this case, the method would be to resolve the collision, that is chaining method, fine. And in closed hashing, 3 methods are there to resolve the collision. See, you cannot remove the collision, you can only minimize the collision, okay. So 3 techniques are, one is linear probing, one is quadratic probing, and the third one is double hashing technique, fine. I'll discuss all these techniques with the help of example. So in this video, I am going to discuss with you this chaining method, how to use this chaining method to resolve the collision, okay. So let us take one example. Now let us take one question. Suppose you are given these key values. This one is suppose array, and these key values are there 3, 2, 9, 6, 11, 13, 7, 12. And you are supposed to store these key values into the hash table. The size of hash table is given is 10, and the hash function which is given is hk is 2k plus 3 in this question. And you are asked to use division method and closed addressing technique to store these values. Now before solving this question, you must have the idea what is this division method and what is closed addressing. Division method we have already discussed, how this method is to be used, how the hash function hash values would be calculated, the key and mode of size of hash table, and what is closed addressing. This is also known as open hashing, and in this case what method is used to resolve the collision, that is chaining method, okay. Now let us see, we have one hash table, this hash table, and this hash table is of size 10. Zero to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is up to 0 to 9. Okay, this is our hash table of size 10. Hash function is 2k plus 3, and you are supposed to use this division method. Now calculate the location, proper position, or you can say the address for these key values. Here we will write down the location. First key value is 3. Find out the proper place to store this 3 in this hash table. And how you will calculate that? Using hash function, and hash function is given, plus which method you will use, division method or folding method or mid square method. You are asked to use division method, okay. Now calculate h method, obviously you know k of I mod m, this is the method, okay. But here function hash function is given 2k plus 3, so we cannot directly calculate that 3 mod 10 and the value is 3. No, we cannot directly put. If this is not given to you, then you can directly use this one, okay, if you are asked to use division method. But here you are given this hk value 2k plus 3, then how you will calculate this value? This would be like this, 2 into the what is value of k, here we have 3, okay, plus 3 and then mod 10, fine. Now here the k is this one, because hash function is given 2k plus 3. Now what is the value? 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 mod 10 is 9 only, because the result would be the remainder only. So the location is 9. At 9th index you can store this 3, okay. Now find out the position for value 2. 2. 2 into 2 plus 3 and now mode 10. 4 plus 3 7 and 7 mode 10 is 7 only. So where you can store this 2 at 7th place. Here we can store this 2. Now find out this one for 9. I will find out the same method, 2 into 9 plus 3 and then mode 10. What is the value? 9, 18, 18 plus 3 is 21, 21 mode 10 is 1. Here at one position, at one index you can store this 9. Now for 6, same method, 2 into 6 plus 3 mode 10. What is the value? 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 mode 10 is 5. At 5th place you can store this value, key value 6. Now for 11, 2 into 11 plus 3 mode 10. See, for this one is 11 into 22, 22 plus 3 is 25, 25 mode 10 is 5. Now check. What is the position for to store this 11 is 5. Go to 5. But here we have already this 6. This is the case of collision. Now in question you are given use closed addressing technique. And in closed addressing, what is the technique you will use? Chaining method, separate chaining method. In chaining method, what is there? Go to the 5th place, already 6 is there. Then a linked list will be used like this. Fine. And here 11 would be stored. A chain would be created like this. Okay. This is, you can say, a linked list would be used to store the values in case of collision. Okay. Now for 13, what is the value? 2 into 13 plus 3 mode 10. 13 into 2 is 26, 26 plus 3 is 27, 28, 29, 29 mode 10 is 9. Now here also we have one collision. Go to the 9th place, but we have already 3 at this place. You cannot store 13. What method you will use? Chaining method. And chaining method में क्या होता है? Separate linked list would be used. And here we will store what? 13. Now next is 7. 2 into 7 plus 3 mode 10. What is the value? 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 mode 10 is 7. Here also you will have collision. Go to the 7th place, but here we have already what is stored, that is 2. We cannot store the 7. What is the method? Chaining method. So chaining method में क्या होगा? Separate linked list would be created and the 7 would be stored at this place. This is linked list. Linked list में basically one node is having two parts. One is that information part and one is that address part. That this link will or this pointer will contain the address of next node. Okay, you can denote like this only. Now next is 12. 2 into 12 plus 3 mode 10. And what is this value? 12 into 2 is 24. 24 plus 3 is 27. 27 mode 10 is again 7. Now go to 7th place. Find out. This is not free. You cannot store here. Go to the linked list part. Here also you cannot store. We have one linked list. Now again one linked list or one node would be created. Fine. And 12 would be stored at this place. And this you know, this one, this link or this pointer will contain the address of this node, and this pointer would contain null. This is also null, this is also null. Fine. So this is the chaining method, how this chaining method can be used to resolve the collision. In the next video I am going to discuss with you what is that, how the linear probing method would be used to resolve the or to minimize the collision. Okay. Now I will discuss the linear probing method with the help of same question. the same question is there, these are the keys, same hash function is there, 2k plus 3, same you have to use division method, only the change is you are supposed to use open addressing, fine, to store these elements, okay, and size of hash table is 10. Now whenever you are asked to use open addressing, then by default you will use linear probing to resolve the or to minimize the collision, okay, that is the rule. If you are because this in open addressing 3 techniques are there, linear probing, quadratic probing and double hashing, but by default you will use linear probing. In case आपसे पूछा जाए use quadratic probing, in that case only you will use that one. In case you are asked to use double hashing, then you will use double hashing, but by default you will use what? Linear probing, okay. Now check, the only change is here is we have open addressing, same question is there, okay. For this 3 you have calculated the value, that is 9, okay. I am just going to write these values. At 9th place we will use will store this 3. Now what is the place for this key? Second, this key value 2, here is 7th, here you can store this 2. 9 को आप कहाँ store करोगे? Here at 1th location, here you can store 9. 6 को you can store at index 5th or 5th location, here you can store 6. Now problem comes in the case of 11, same hash value is being generated using this hash function, okay, that is 5. When you go to 5, but it is already there, 6 is already there, so collision is there. Now use linear probing. What is linear? See, probing means what? In simple English term, probing means, you know, synonym is searching or खोज करना. So it will search the free place na, where it can store the value, okay. Now at 5th place we cannot store because already 6 is there. So linear probing, linearly हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. At the next place, this is a simple technique, okay. Next place, check out, this is free, yes, this is free, so we can store 11 at this place, fine. And sometime in question you are asked ki, at last to store these elements using open addressing, total props आपको बताने हैं, how many total props was there, okay. So साथ साथ हम ये भी discuss करते हैं. For key, to store this key 3, how many props are there? Obviously one prop is there ना. 9th पे गए हमने search किया 9th को, search तो हमने किया ना एक बार, then one prob is there. For 2 also one prob, for 9 also one prob, and for 6 also one prob. But to store this 11, how many probs you required? One prob is, in case जब आपको 5 मिला, search 5, but this is already filled, one prob is already there. Now again search the next location, this is free, yes, this is free, fine. So 2 probs are there, one is for this 5th one, original one, and next is for the next one. So here 2 probs. For 13, go to 9th, but this is already filled, then what you will do? Find out linearly the next place, and next place would be this one, 0, okay, because we have already the size of this hash table is 0 to 9, then go backward and this one is 0. Now where you can store this 13? Here we can store this 13. Next is, how many probs for 13? 2 probs. 1 9 पे गया, आपने सर्च किया 9 को, देन आपने नेक्स्ट प्लेस सर्च किया 13, देन 2 props are there. For storing the 7, go to the 7th place, but this is already filled. Then the next place, yes, this is free, we can store 7 at this place, and total number of probs are 2. For storing this 12, go to the 7th place, this one is already filled, we cannot store. Go to the next place, this is already filled, we cannot store. Go to the next place, this is already filled, we cannot store. The next place is this one, 0, 0th location, but this is already filled. The next, go to the next place, that is 1th, that index 1, that is already filled, we cannot store. Go to the next, yes. See, linearly we are searching the free place linearly, one by one. We are not jumping like this. अगर ये free नहीं है तो we will jump 2 or 3 locations. No, linearly आपको jump करना. That is why it is known as linear probing. Here we can store this 12. Okay, now how many probes for this 12? One is, we go to 7 को हमने search किया, 1 probe. One is for this one, 2, one is for this 3, 4, 5 and finally 6 probe. Now total probe for this 12 is 6 probe. Now total probe I hope आप calculate कर सकते हो in case if you are asked कि total probe कितने हुए. Sometimes in net exam they are also asked कि just find out, just tell the order of the elements in the hash table. After inserting all the elements, what is the order of elements? You are supposed to give the 4 multiple choices. The order of element is this, this, this or this, this, this. Now in this case, what is the order of element in the hash table? If you are asked, then the order of element would be, यहाँ से आप लिखना start करोगे from 0th place, 13, then 9, then 12, then you will not write the 6 directly. 1 and 2 places are free, 1 and 2, these are blank, then 6, then 11, then 2, then 7 and then 3. This is the order of element. Okay, so in linear, this was the shortcut कि आप just look out the hash table and finally next पे search करेंगे आप. If you write the proper definition of that linear probing, then what is that? That one is, this is what happens in linear probing properly. If you will write, insert ki like k1, k2, k3, these are keys, at the first free location from u plus I, both mode m, where I will range from 0 to m minus 1. Now here I तो आपको पता ही होगा 0 to m minus 1, m question में दिया होगा, that is 10, then I would be 0 to 9. What is this u? U is what? This address, or you can say this location, whatever you have calculated, this 971 using this hash function, that would be the u. Now check out, see, if directly आपको ऐसे नहीं लिखना, if you use this method or this definition, then check out. For 11 we will check out. Okay, 11 के लिए, in case of collision you will use this one. Insert करना है आपको ki को at the first free location from this one. Fine. For 11, what is the value of u? U plus I mod 10. What is value of u for 11? What is value of u? What you have calculated, that is 5. Then 5 plus I. I will range from 0 to m minus 1. Now starting में I की value is 0. Fine. Mod m value is 10. And this would be 5 mod 10, that is 5, but this is not free place. Okay, now increase value of I is now 1, then 5 plus 1 mod 10, 6 mod 10, that is 6. Find out 6th place. हमने insert कहाँ पे किया था? 6th पे, because 6th was free. So here we have inserted this 11. So this is the same definition. Insert ki at the first free location from this one, first free location. यहाँ से the very first free location was this one, 6th. Okay, in case of this 12, check out. See, for 12, what is value of u? The value of u is 7. Calculate 7 plus, in starting value of I is 0, mod 10, 7 mod 10 is 7, this one is not free. Okay, now 7 plus 1 mod 10, 8 plus 8 mod 10 is 8 mod 10, that is 8. This one is also not free because 7 is already there. Now 7 plus, increase I की value 0 to m minus 1, that is 0 to 9. 7 plus 2 mod 10, that is 9, 9 mod 10 is 9, this is also not free. 7, then now I की value is 3, 7 plus 3 mod 10, that is 10 mod 10, 10 mod 10 is 0, remainder would be 0, go to the 0th place, but this one is also not free because 13 is also there. Again check out the next location, 7 plus 4 mode 10, 11 mode 10, that is 1, but 1 is also not free. Now 7 plus 5 mode 10, that is 12, mode 10 is 2. Now go to the index 2, this one was free, okay, and here we can insert this 12, okay. So using this formula also you can calculate these indexes or value, or simply linear probing में आपको hash table देखनी है and simply just look out the next place is free, if free then insert it, अगर नहीं है तो आप next देखते जाओगे, आप insert कर दोगे, ठीक है. So this is the basic idea of linear probing. In next video I will discuss how to use quadratic probing to find out that or you can say to resolve the collision. Till then, bye bye, take care.